Hi, thanks for coming back into my kitchen. Today is another installment on how to expand uses for popping corn. I want to go ahead and get started. I have pre-popped in the air popper about 8 cups of organic popping corn. If you're measuring it out unpopped, it's about 1/3 of a cup, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. And we're going to get right into it and show you how easy this sweet treat is. Okay, first things first. You're going to need your stove, your oven, both. 1/2 cup of, I use coconut oil. You can use butter or canola oil. The difference is butter might make it not quite so crispy and has a tendency to burn because of the dairy in it. 1/2 cup of organic honey. We like to use a local honey. And 1/2 cup of maple syrup. 1/4 cup of salt. And at the end, whoa, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And at the end, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, while this is going, I'm going to preheat my oven to 325, not 350, because this oil has a burning radius at 350. So we're going to keep it at 325. And because I turned the right thing on. Rack is at center. Okay, we're going to combine the coconut oil, half cup honey, which to make it come out easy, you can just coat the inside of your measuring cup with the coconut oil, and 1/4 cup of maple syrup. If you don't have the good stuff, you can use the pancake syrup. It's not really great for you, but you just got 1/4 cup. It gives that maple flavor. It's really good. And you do want to go ahead and add your salt now. Okay, real quick, just 2 little things. You do want to use a metal spoon with this because the oil will make a plastic spoon melt. It doesn't make for good caramel popcorn to have melted plastic. And you do want to have your timer handy. Your timer needs to be probably preset so that you can just quickly push a button to about 1 minute and 30 seconds. Okay, if you can look at this, it is incorporating pretty good. The oil and the honey are starting to come together. This sit too long because it is of course a sugar and an oil, which both can burn quite easily. So you want a little bit of stirring to go on. If after it started to incorporate, which you can see barely any separation of oil and honey now, it hasn't yet boiled, you can just slightly sneak up the heat. Now you can see the bubbles starting to form. As soon as they start to pop to the top, I push the 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is going to really pick up the pace in just a little bit of time. So you do want to stir this pretty regularly. You can watch how this is coming to a boil. If you've ever made candy, this is kind of bringing it to that hard candy, hard ball stage. I'm not a candy maker, but these ingredients are pretty wholesome. You're going to love this, this tip for the popping corn. Okay, there it's going. And you do every so often need to stir. Make sure that's not sticking on the bottom. It really smells good. It's very important to also make sure you have a big enough pan, because notice how that kind of grew in the pan. So, okay, we're going to turn it off and take it off and add our 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. You can hear it. Mix it in real good. This is really hot, so you want to make sure that you don't burn yourself when you use this. Just use a little bit at a time and pour very slowly. Stop and stir. Lift it up, flick it up until you finish the pot of all the honey and oil solution. Alright, once it's all been covered, you want to make sure that you've got a nice sized cookie sheet. Your oven has preheated to no more than 325. Grease your cookie sheet just a little bit. And pour out your mixed coated popcorn. Try a straw. Just suck that up. Okay, try to spread it out into one nice layer, as singular as you can get it. And this goes into the oven for 10 minutes at 325. So grab your trusty timer, and if you're like me, clip it to yourself in case you walk away. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, take them out. Oh my gosh. They're a little bit toasty. Now they're still hot, and they're still gonna burn you because they've got sugar and oil on them. Do a little flip around. Just to make sure all sides are flipped over. Again, I'm gonna put them back in the oven for 5 minutes, but I'm turning off the oven so there's no chance of burning these. No need to do anything with them for now. Matter of fact, put them on top of your refrigerator or someplace out of the way so no little hands reach it, or husband's hands, one or the other, because that's hot still and it will stick to your skin and burn you. But anyway, set it aside or up so it'll cool. Now, that's probably got to cool for at least half an hour if you can avoid snacking it, because it really makes the house smell good. And then all you have to do is break it up and store it in a plastic bag. One tip for that, to make sure that it doesn't stick or get sticky, first off, of course, you need to store it as soon as it's gotten completely cooled. Don't let outside air get to it, it'll make it stale and sticky. But about a tablespoon of powdered sugar in a bag. Believe it or not, it's not powdered enough for this. You're going to have to smash it. Makes it a very fine powdered sugar. Or very fine powdered milk. Then, when you put these in here, you just zip it up, shake it, and it'll keep them separated from each other. Now, this is just a tiny tip, a tiny bit of what I can do with this, and I'd love to share more with you, but I just don't have the time. So, I've got about 4 more secrets to do with this. One really super secret thing, if you'll go sign up for my newsletter, you'll get it in the September newsletter. You'll get the written recipe with all the steps, as well as 2 more things to do with it just as it is, and 1 real surprise. So sign up for the newsletter. I've got more to give you. Plus, as a bonus, you end up getting my foolproof whole wheat loaf bread. It's worked for me every time. So that's an extra thing I want to share with you. I'm really glad you've come into my kitchen, learning 1 more way to stretch 1 more thing. So far we've done about 3 things with it, and I've got even more to do with popping corn. Come back soon. Sign up. Bye.